Welcome to another Your Business Card Guy CorelDraw tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at creating a mirrored effect. It can be used for text or objects. We'll take a look at both of those. Let's say I have some awesome text and I want to make it look like it's a mirrored effect. So in other words, shining off of the floor, what's beneath it. It's actually pretty simple to do. And you may have already learned to do it, but I'm throwing this out there for those of you who haven't. So the first thing we want to do is take a copy of this. So I'm doing Control D. I'm then going to line it up with the other text, doing E and then C, so now it's perfectly aligned with the original text. Click on it, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the top handle, which will squish it, and just go right past the baseline and then out a little bit. And so again, you'll be able to play with how far you want this to go for the different effect. Obviously, a perfect mirror is going to be this exact same size, so you could just flip it if you wanted to. Or you can do an effect that switch. So let me show you what that looks like too. I can go back. So I can also, having clicked on the text, I can go up here and I could flip it. The problem there is now I've got to move it manually to align it, which isn't a big huge deal, but there you go. So now what I need to do is I could either change the fill or use the transparency tool on this lower block of text here. And so I can grab my transparency tool, and I'm going to click and hold my control key to make sure it's perfectly straight. And I'm going to go part way down. And that gives you a bit of a mirrored effect. So you can then play with the exact positioning based on the effect that works best for what you're after. If you want it to be, showing a little bit or showing a lot, that effect is up to you. And it's really that simple to create a mirrored effect that comes alive pretty quickly in a design. Let's take a look at it using just an object as well. So I'm going to delete these. And I'm going to bring over an earth that I have. This is an object that I had from, so I don't know what project it was at this point, but I've had it for a while. And so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a duplicate. I'm going to highlight E and C, make sure it's perfectly aligned. You can also set your duplicate settings to not require. It may just jump on top. Mine sets it off a little bit. That's the default, which is nice because it separates it, but that's obviously a setting you can play with as well. So again, you can take and drag it down, just like we did before. You can duplicate it and then just flip it and then move it down. Whichever technique works better for you, whatever preference you have. Grabbing the transparency tool, I do the same thing, only go part way, and that creates an effect of having a mirrored surface down here. Now obviously with your design you could enhance that by creating something in the as a vanishing line in the background, something to show a gradient, maybe it shows depth, right? Depends on the design you're working on, but essentially this is just a quick way to do a mirrored effect without getting any too fancy using CorelDraw. Thanks again for watching this tutorial. This was a quick mirrored effect using text or an object in CorelDraw. We'll see you next time.